The Abraham Accord of August 13, 2020, also known as Israel-UAE Normalization Agreement, Treaty of Peace or Diplomatic Relation. The name refers towards three Abrahamic religions, that is Islam, Judaism and Christianity. It's a U.S. brokered agreement described as creation of a new strategic agenda for the Middle East to expand diplomatic, trade and security cooperation. 19 out of 22 members of Arab League do not recognize Israel, while 3 Arab countries, namely Egypt, Algeria and Qatar, already have diplomatic relations with Israel. So what's the deal? Israel and UAE have agreed to full normalization of relations, and Israel will suspend annexation of Palestine lands in the West Bank. Under the agreement, Israel and UAE will exchange embassies and ambassadors, and they plan to sign bilateral agreements regarding investment, tourism, direct flights, security, telecommunications, technology, energy, healthcare, culture, the environment and other areas of mutual benefit. What will be the possible outcomes? 1. Other Arab countries like Bahrain or Oman will follow suit without getting anything in return. Donald Trump says, "Now that the ice has been broken, I expect more Arab and Muslim countries will follow the UAE's lead." 2. Israel-Palestine question will not be considered a premise for the normalization between Arab regimes and Israel. According to Naila M. Shawan, a Palestinian writer, the normalization of relations with Israel was one of the few bargaining chips that Arabs had, and UAE squandered them for literally nothing. Some questions arises. 1. Israel will suspend annexation, but for how long? 2. Will it be an effective deal, or will it suffer the same fate as Madrid Conference 1992 and Camp David Accord of 1990s? 3. Will it solve a two-state solution, and what will be boundaries of states? Who will benefit from the deal? 1. Israel will have greater influence on the geopolitics of the region, as UAE and Saudi are most influential countries. 2. UAE and Arab. The new nexus is Israel and Arab countries versus Iran, as per Chana Khan philosophy of realpolitik, enemy of my enemy is my friend. 3. Netanyahu, who is facing charges for mishandling coronavirus outbreak. 4. Trump, in the upcoming elections, which will be in November 2020. With all these, Israel surely needs to rephrase its hate-mongering and bloodthirsty national anthem and its approach towards Palestinians if it really wants peace.